Good morning. Jackson here, and actually, Melissa's here. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hello from the lovely Upper Valley of El Paso.
You're still quarantining yourself. That's what you're doing today. That's cool.
Well, I'm quarantined from the station, let's put it that way,
Yeah.
but I'm out and about. I've been cleared. I'm clean. I'm good.
Whatever you may be, good morning. And also, today being the April 17th, talking about the Camino Real, which is something we talk around a whole lot, but today we're gonna walk the whole thing. It's a 1,600-mile ride. Come along with us. Anyway, it's the El Paso History Radio Show live on 690 AM KTSM, streaming live on Facebook, and the page is El Paso History Radio Show. Also, another page on Facebook, Remember in El Paso When. And this is where we say Texas history begins in El Paso.
Begins in El Paso.
It does. Okay, your turn.
Well, we want to thank everybody for listening, and we want to expand the fact that people can find us audio streaming live on the Internet via ktsmradio.com, where you can click there and you can listen to the iHeartRadio link. So even if you can't do the Facebook, you can still take us on your phone or tablet or computer everywhere.
And everything's cool about that. So, hey, you got a history moment going today?
Yes, I do. This week's El Paso History Moment might just give you the munchies after you hear it.
Oh, no. One of those kind of things.
Yeah.
Well, I may end up at Pepe's today. I'll take care of that. But also, just so you know, we have a picture here of a guy in the corner here named Al Borrego. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to be here live.
It is good to be here. And Melissa's over here stuck in a corner, but she is doing what she can where she is. And thank you for coming.
Frozen.
Well, you are, but it actually almost works to see you sitting there. I mean,
saw your finger moving just a second ago.
Yeah, right. We know you're there. That's really you. But the thing is that the idea is to talk about the Camino Real Tierra Adentro. And normally the El Paso mindset is to sit here and look north and say, back to the south. Let's see what's up there. Look at all that stuff going on all up and down the Camino Real, going to the Jornada del Muerto and up to Albuquerque and yada, yada. But there's a guy sitting in San Elizario, and he turned around and said, look, the other half of the Camino Real is south of here. And that's what you did.
Yep, that's pretty much what I do now.
And so, but the thing is, in promoting what you do and looking at San Elizario is kind of in the middle of this. We have a map showing that, I think you supplied a map that we have showing the entire Camino Real route, and then we'll break it down into the top half and the bottom half with San Elizario right in the middle. And that's quite fitting. Andrew, you got that map going here? It's cool? Okay. And the thing is, the map business makes a lot of sense when you take a look at it, because El Paso, I mean, Al, you know this, but a lot of people, when they want to know what is the Camino Real, it's a King's Highway.
Right.
How did it get that way?
Well, it started as Camino de la Plata, which went from Mexico City all the way up to Zacatecas. And that's what it was called in the beginning, because all the silver miners were shipping the silver all the way down to Mexico City.
La Plata.
La Plata
Means
silver.
Oh,
Plata means silver.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
gold is oro.
That's right.
Okay, that one I knew.
Right.
Oro Grande, I got that. But there was no Plato Grande, so I never learned that.
No Plata Grande.
It does. Yeah, okay, your turn.
Well, we want to thank everybody for listening, and we want to expand.
That's
gold is oro. That's some extra audio going in there from somewhere.
Yeah, somebody was
back
talking.
to you.
It wasn't me.
But the whole it happened here.
It's like, who's talking to me?
You're talking to both of us. No, Al Borrego's here, and we're talking about the Camino Real. But take a look at it as we normally do north. That's one thing on that map. But also on the map, is that map really up, Andrew? I haven't seen it yet. The whole idea of the map being what it is, looking south, you have a tremendous amount of people going south to Mexico City.
Right.
And that's what you've been looking at. You've been becoming sister city with some of those little towns up and down there.
Right.
And some of them are not so small, are they?
Well, Juarez, we became sister cities with Juarez last September, and there are almost 2 million people. So that's our biggest one so far.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge city.
And as you take a look at this map, let's see the bottom half maybe, and if you can go there first. Put the bottom half up, because that's what we're talking about at the moment. And the bottom half of that map is all these cities that in Mexico, they went ahead and got a UNESCO designation, correct?
Correct, yeah. They're a World Heritage Trail.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a UNESCO designation where now it's actually, in order to get that type of designation, you have to have, it used to be outstanding world heritage, outstanding world value, and now they've changed it to universal world value. in order to get that designation. Now, Mexico did a really good thing with focusing on the culture, which that changed the way UNESCO started to designate places.
Oh, okay.
And with that culture, that's how they really did it. They've got on the UNESCO World Heritage thing, they did that back in 2010. And they've got, 55 World Heritage sites. And they've got another 5 they actually have 50 things, but on the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro, it's 55 heritage sites, so that could be a hacienda, a range, a mountain range. It could be an entire city, and they have 5 of those, so they've got a total of 60.
Well, I see Chihuahua here. Chihuahua's over here.
Yeah, Chihuahua.
What's the name of that next one?
Cuencamé, I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's where we're at. Yeah. So Chihuahua, now, mind you, from there's a place there called Valle de Allende, which is in the southern part of Chihuahua. From Valle de Allende to the U.S. border is not designated by UNESCO. They only got designated to Valle de Allende. And from there south, all the way to Mexico City, is UNESCO World Heritage designation. And what I've been doing now for the last 8-9 years is working with the INA, which is the National Institute of Anthropology and History in Mexico, kind of the same thing as the National Park Service here. And we've been working to get the rest of it designated. So we've been talking, because what we're saying is, what a better idea than to get both of them designated, the American side and the Mexican side, at the same time, do it a binational type thing. So that's what we've been working on, and building up relationships and sister cities to show the power between the pairs that we're putting together, not only in historic reference, but also in economic development, which helps both of us, as they did down in San Antonio with their World Heritage designation.
Well, Al?
Yes.
How close do you think you're getting to perhaps getting them to accept that additional mileage?
It's not that difficult to do. Everybody's always said through the years that it's very difficult to do, but if you really look into the details of it, it's very easily reached. All we've got to do is do the work. And I've been working on the Mexican side, doing that work that was done from Valle de in the south to get that designation, working with the same counterparts that did it back then. They've come down here to our conferences now for the last 4 or 5 years, the conferences that we've had here in El Paso, and to explain exactly what has to be done. And we've been doing that. We've been doing that on the Mexican side in Chihuahua, and now we're moving to doing it on the American side.
I got an idea. How about you become a sister city with El Paso?
It's a very good idea. One of the biggest issues on sister cities is politics.
Oh,
see, so when what we're trying to do, a lot of times, if it wasn't their idea, they don't like it. So a new person comes in, and you're back to point zero again.
I've heard that described as the crab pot mentality. They won't let a crab get out because they grab him and put him back in.
That happens a lot.
Welcome to El Paso County. Well, see, that's just it. San Elizario, Texas is in El Paso County, so we claim you. You can claim us. You can reject us, however you want to run
El
it.
Paso's the suburbs of San Elizario.
There you go. Well, look who was here first. San Elizario was established a long time ago. Yeah. El Paso was named first, but San Elizario was a town. In fact, what was it, Melissa? It was San Elizario became the first county seat.
Yeah.
And that's why you built that little jail down there that Billy the Kid keeps breaking out of.
And you got to remember, when San Elizario was the county seat, it included 7 of today's counties, all the way down to Del Rio.
Oh, my.
Well, you know what we've got going at Keystone, and you'll like this one, Al, is there used to be a paraje exhibit at the El Paso Zoo. Do you remember that?
Yes.
They got rid of that exhibit, and they donated it to Keystone. So we're finalizing that, and we should have it open and on full display in June of this year. And it's going to be called Paraje de Paseo.
Uh-huh. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, let me know when you're getting ready to do all that stuff.
It's on the Camino Real at Keystone Heritage Park, so we're excited about that.
You can become a cousin of Keystone Heritage Site.
Sure, we could be a primo.
No, here's the problem with El Paso, and I mean, you've identified this. We talked about it here. I went ranting on it last week. I may try to stop myself today, but it just upsets me somewhat to watch this fabulous history that we sit here and live in, and the people who run the promotion of the city and the county's starting to get it, but the city ignores our history. And I think the Duranguito thing had made it bad for a lot of city people. We can't talk history. That's bad news. And, like, what a stupid thing to do. I mean, look at what you're doing here, kind of like on your own. Yep. I mean, what kind of backing do you have? Do you have some gold bars in the Pancho Villa vault back there that we don't know about? Or
No, we're just trying to do it. The idea is through partnerships. That's the main thing. Get partnerships that'll work with you, that we can move forward on and have the same goal. With the new organization, the Cultural Heritage Society, new nonprofit.
Explain that, because we've got a logo of yours. We'll stick it up here. Yeah, but what is that exactly?
We started that in December. It's the Cultural Heritage Society of the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro. And that society preserves, promotes anything Camino Real, which means every city, every town, everything that we have here is part of the Camino Real.
Oh, yeah.
So we basically get to cover everything. And that's what we're doing. We're promoting all of the history of the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro, all the way down to Mexico City, which any one of our partners that become partners along the way can promote, and now we're all promoting it together.
Well, you also are sitting on what we call El Paso's Mission Trail, and that has been made a lot of noise about it in the last 30, 40 years.
Right.
And good or bad how it occurred, it's occurred. Thank God we have some recognition. As the first Catholic church in Texas is a Slata. The second one is a Socorro. They beat them by a day.
Yeah.
You know, Socorro's second place by a day.
Yeah.
So you don't hear about it as much.
That's only because it took a day later for the priest to go, the bishop to go down.
He had to get down the river, and it was tomorrow already.
Right.
So that's what he got. I thought he probably would have done them on the same day. But the thing is, the place where you come from, San Elizario, that's your hangout.
Yeah, actually, our office is right on the Camino Real.
And so that's just it. You're on the Camino Real. You're a major part of it. As we mentioned, it was the first county seat. It's been around a whole long time. It predates El Paso City by what, 20 some odd years. And so the whole thing that's incredibly historic. And it is my opinion, and I've seen it work correctly, that if you tell people about your history, by golly, they'll stop off to see it. Now, don't you get visitors from like all over the country and Canada?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we get visitors from all over the place. I mean, they're coming in. I just talked to a couple that was heading to Las Vegas just day before yesterday that were visiting from Florida. They're actually from Chicago. They moved to Florida, and they were on their way to Las Vegas. So they joined some kind of app. It's called the Hunters. And if you're driving a van or a Winnebago or whatever, one of those travel trailer things, they can go on Hunter. They pay a fee, and Hunter will give them. They put in keywords of what they like, and it'll give them places to stop along the way, and places to stop where you can actually stay overnight for free. You can park your vehicle and stay overnight for free, and we're one of them. So we have that available. So we're starting to get a lot of those people coming through because a lot of people are traveling right now.
Where in San Elizario, you mean? How about Licon Dairy? They do it too, don't they?
Yeah, Licon Dairy does it as well. Yeah, that's part of we consider Licon part of the district.
So, I mean, Bernie and I were down there one day messing around with those ABC7 pieces we did. And we look out in this parking lot of Licon Dairy, there's like 12, 15 RVs. And so Bernie went over and said, "Who are you people?" And he found out.
Right. And they just opened. They just reopened last week.
Oh, yeah, that's what I hear. Good for them. So things are reopening. Go ahead, Melissa.
I was going to say, we talk about the Camino Real Tierra Adentro, and it's so funny because you think about San Antonio and how they have promoted being the gateway to Mexico.
Kills me.
And they're like a couple hours away.
An old marketing term. But, that's basically, we are truly that gateway from the north to south to Mexico, much more, I think, thorough than they are in the rest of the state.
Well, like George Washington with a good arm, you could get a silver dollar across the Rio and hit Mexico.
Right.
But then they'd keep it, so don't do that. Yeah. Taking a break here. Al Borrego is the guy in the house here. Melissa's on assignment at her computer at home. If you think that's her sitting there, well, she doesn't move.
Her.
She doesn't move a lot. But anyway, and by the way, thank you in the control room. Andrew J. Polk in there doing his thing, getting us on Facebook. And you know what? I didn't copy this on Facebook to several places. I need to do that. But in the meantime,
I did a lot. Yeah.
I'll do a couple of those. All right, taking a break here. And we can take a phone call if you want to talk about the Camino Real and what Al Borrego's up to. We can do that. But anyway, okay. Andrew, thank you in there, Andrew, for what you're doing. We'll talk about you in a bit. So otherwise, what's that phone number?
915-544-5876 or 915-544-KTSM.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to
Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com. And you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC 7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com. Our live streaming on Facebook started on November 21st, 2020, with our tribute to Leon Metz, which you can now listen to here on our Facebook page, El Paso History Radio Show. Scroll down our page to find that archive. Now it's EP History 690 at gmail.com. I'll take a look at those and put them on. Or you can make a remark on Facebook. We'll ask Melissa in a moment here to read some of those that have come up. But Facebook is an interesting thing we do. We're doing the streaming live there. You can go back and find any of our previous shows back to November 21st when we started doing the streaming. Andrew talked me into it. And it was the day we did the tribute to Leon Metz. It was probably a good idea we did that and started that way. So we're not stopping. Here we go. Also, on the we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/El Paso History TV. The El Paso Gold DVDs I produced over the last 20 years are on there, youtube.com/El Paso History TV. They're free. Just take a look. Also, the 20 segments I did with Bernie Sargent and I produced them, put them on ABC7 in the newscast, and those are right there as well. El Paso History TV. You can learn quite a bit about El Paso history just by looking at those. They're 3 minutes apiece. You get tired of them, turn them off, come back later. YouTube.com, El Paso History TV. Also, the segments that are I mentioned are on there from the ABC7 series. One new announcement: Pablo Reyes. Reyes, you like to fill my R's?
You can get it.
For a gringo, that's not bad. Pablo Reyes has subscribed on YouTube to see what we're doing there. So anyway, go there, El Paso History TV. What do you got?
Well, I just want to, give a holler to some people out there, some very good friends of ours that are down in Austin. Betty, Homer, and Bethany are listening in from Dripping Springs. And we have Zachary Sokoloski. I'm going to butcher that name. And we've got, I love this one person's name, and I got to get back to it. It's M, full name, LaRue, was asking about the ham radio show. Thought I missed it, so it's coming up next week.
Next week, dude.
Those are some of the people who are listening in.
Yeah,
and also, I wanted to talk about our great sponsors that we have, and we hope that our listeners will support them. And one of them is at Monterey Asset Management. And they have a new website, and it's m1ep.com, or you can give them a call at 915-592-4549. Mission Del Rey Southwest is located at 1421 Lee Trevino, Suite A7, and they're open today, and they're open every day this week except Sundays. And they have the largest selection of Southwestern decor, Native American jewelry, souvenirs, and more from El Paso. And you can also shop online at missiondelrey.com. Pepe's is open and selling us wonderful food, and Bernie and I are going to be there later today. And so if you'd like to get an order to go or stop on in, you can also check them at 877-2152. They're the home of the one and only margarita and the best chicken sopa. And looking to sell, buy, or rent a home? Then you need to call Patrick Tuttle at Legacy Real Estate Services. Call him at 588-1850, and you won't be disappointed. And then we have to point out our new sponsor, and he's like a good neighbor but with a better phone. It's State Farm Agent Ralph Dickerson, and his number is 915-581-0000.
All zeros. I'm going to have to ask him. I bet he worked pretty hard to get that. All right, that's cool. We'll do the other announcements when we get to them. In the meantime, somebody in Tempe. Now, where was this? Yeah, somebody in Tempe, Arizona. Irene is in Tempe, Arizona over there. Way cool. All right, looking at what we got here. Al Borrego's in the house. This is a short segment here. Let's talk about, you want to talk about the beginning of the Camino Real, or where do you want to go here real quick?
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, it actually starts there in Mexico City.
You have some pictures of that. We'll put them up.
Yeah, there are a few pictures. It starts there in Mexico City at Plaza de Santo Domingo, right there, dead center. It's right there in, right near the cathedral there, the Zócalo they call it. It's real close to there. It used to be the old aduana, which is customs house. There's, just like Juarez, they had their customs house here in Juarez, which is now the Museum of the Revolution.
Oh,
but that's where it started, and that's where they've got the first plaque for UNESCO is there. You know, this one that you're looking at there, that's a very interesting spot too, because that's in Santa Barbara, Chihuahua, which is the starting point of where the Oñate expedition took
he went up the road a little bit and started there.
Yeah, he started the Camino Real, extended the Camino Real. That's when it actually shifted over to Camino Real de Tierra Adentro from Camino de la Plata.
Well, since he was doing this in the name of the King of Spain, wherever he went became the royal road.
Right. As long as the king sanctions the expedition, then it becomes Real, Camino Real.
A quick note before we go to break. There's Camino Reals in southern Texas. There's Camino Reals in California. The very first one is the one we're sitting on.
That's right.
And when Oñate blew through here, they hit the river just south of San Elizario currently, right?
Right.
Chicken Ranch Road.
Well, it's
somewhere over there.
Yeah, somewhere south.
Nobody really knows.
Yeah, it took them about, just to give you an idea how far down it is, it took them 6 days to get from where they hit the river to get up to where San Elizario is. So it wasn't just right down the road. So.
And the river was on the other side of where it is now.
Correct. It was more towards the middle.
Toward North Loop, even over that way.
Right, and it's pretty much between Alameda and North Loop in that area. But then it wasn't like a straight river.
Oh no,
it was winding all over.
It moved
the place.
around when it felt like.
But there's a good map that exists of the original.
Well, I remember there was one
river.
sign. I think we have it here on numbers and number 2. We have what apparently the National Park Service decided was the beginning sign on the Camino Real.
Right.
That's down there at Chicken Ranch Road.
Right. That's right off Chicken Ranch Road, down there at River Road and Chicken Ranch.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
That's what they say. That's the beginning point in the U.S.
In the U.S. And at that point of it actually happening, that was way in Mexico, or way on the other side of the river. However you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
The river moved.
Yeah, the river was not where it is
As we say,
now.
it was over at North Loop. Interesting, crazy history we've got in El Paso, and that's one thing I think you need to it may confuse people. We have history that's intertwined, overlapped, and jumbled around, and to pick it apart. I mean, God bless San Antonio. We've got the Alamo, and yes, you do, and that was wonderful. But that's it.
Right.
I mean, they've added attractions that are in their later events.
Right.
But we've got, starting with the Camino Real, it's still here. Mm-hmm. It goes there. It's a huge history corridor.
Over 1,600 miles from Mexico City to Okeowenge.
That's how you say it.
It used to be San Juan de los Caballeros, but that's where Oñate ended in Okeowenge.
Interesting history. And so the whole thing of what we do is that we're sitting in the middle of it. Now you're looking both ways, and a lot of people didn't used to do that. Fair enough. All right, taking a break here. You want to throw that phone number out, or Melissa, you want to just tell people to go to Facebook and put a comment there.
Oh, they can go to the El Paso History Radio Show Facebook page, and you can check in and make a comment there. Just say hello, or just let us know that you're there. So welcome to that page.
And the phone number is up there on the screen if you want to shoot a phone call at us.
It is.
We will take it.
Could also. Why don't I just give them to them also? It's 544-5876 or 915-544-KTSM.
Monterey Asset Management. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC 7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com. Our live streaming on Facebook started on November 21st, 2020, with our tribute to Leon Metz, which you can now listen to here on our Facebook page, El Paso History Radio Show. Scroll down our page to find that archive in our videos section. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page, Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given-Baney. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC 7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps invest. We seem to be back here, but that's a long dadgum break. Anyway, Celebration of Our Mountains 2021 programs are ongoing. Visit Valles and Broad Canyon petroglyphs tomorrow, 9 a.m., April 18th. And what you got to do is get a hold of Diego. Celebration of Our Mountains, Diego Tolbert at gmail.com, 525-7364. Or look them up online. They're a nonprofit 501c3. You got something there? I know you got something there. What do you got?
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about what's going on right now at the Centennial Museum. They're thrilled to announce that the return of Florafest is this weekend, today and tomorrow. And they've got select plants that you'll really like for your yard. This is one of the best sales where you can learn about what kind of plants live in this environment and survive. And they'll have people on hand to answer your questions. And you can visit florafest.org. And that's behind the not the Centennial Museum. It's at the park, and I don't have it right in front of you, but it's right in the main part of the campus. Pardon? Lead Park. That's where it is.
Oh,
so
go ask
definitely head on out there.
Go ask somebody. They'll tell you.
Put your park on and go on out.
Cool. Well, that's the Floral Fest today. A little nippy, but you can pick up some good plants. They sell them to you, and they tell you how to take care of them as well. Well, that's cool.
And tomorrow, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, today and tomorrow it's on. All right, Al Borrego's here. We're talking about all kinds of things. Let's go back to some of the beginning of our pictures here. We've got a San Elizario Historic District. Talk about what you've done there, because you helped cook that up.
Well, it's been there for many years, this historic district. But what we've done is we started working years back to rehabilitate the buildings, turn it into more of a art district, because I still am an artist. I don't paint much. I don't have time. But but rehabilitate everything and start doing. My idea was to start doing cultural events, as many events as we could do. Before 2020, we were averaging about 85 different things going on, cultural, per year.
Mostly weekends?
Mostly weekends, yeah. We did have some things that overlap, like cultural exhibit, stuff like that. But mostly all kinds of things, from reenactments to festivals. We've got our art market tomorrow, our monthly art market. We're in our 12th year of doing that. So we do that every third Sunday of the month. Of course, we're doing all kinds of exhibitions and other tours and free tours. Everything's free. I mean, we do. We're going to do at the end of the month here. We'll do the Cinco de Mayo festival, and that's free to the public. Everybody gets mad at me. Well, how can we do everything? Well, that's the idea. We do cultural things to promote the area, and that'll cause preservation. Everybody to take notice of things and all of our history and stuff.
Well, you're creating events for tourists to take a look at.
That's correct.
Even local tourists, the people up here on the other side of town
that have never been down there,
need to wander down there and take a look at what you're doing on the Mission Trail, on the Camino Real, on Howard. And see, those are all the same road. Mm-hmm. People don't get that. Oh, where's the Mission Trail versus the Camino Real? Well, you're standing on both of them at the same time.
Right.
So talk about the historic district, and then moving on a bit, you have some other things. What is this? Is that in Chihuahua? The next one there?
Let's see, where are we? Yeah, that one. The next one is in actually a little town between here and Chihuahua is called. They make one of the coolest things there is that they make asadero cheese, same thing as licon dairy.
All right,
and it's called Vihumada. And a little small town, but just to show you an example of that sign there, that sign you'll see that all along the Camino Real. From Mexico City all the way to Juarez.
Yeah.
Because they have one here right by the river, too, which nobody knows about. But you'll see that signage all along the way. All the little towns, they all have it. They like, they promote, they call it La Ruta de Oñate.
The route.
What they call it, the route.
See, I could do some Spanish if it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, the route. And you'll see those even in the little towns. That was done in coordination between the city or town and INA, which is that National Institute of Anthropology and History.
And the next picture, we've already just to do a quick look at that. That's the sign that's down on Chicken Ranch Road.
Right, the beginning.
The next one coming up. And then you've got the, basically starting, we'll look at the Church and Horses and Flags in San Elizario. That's another pageant that's done there.
Right.
And how often is that done?
What we started doing is the arrival of the Oñate expedition. So we do what they called la toma, the actual taking possession of the land, all the land that the Rio del Norte, which is the Rio Grande, would drain into.
So this guy with the stick and put his staff in the ground and said, "It's mine now.
This is it. This belongs to Spain.
You don't like it? I got bigger guns than you do." And that's what he did to the Indians all the way up the trail.
Well, that's what they say.
Some of them got shot.
Yeah, there was that. There's no doubt about it. There's incidents. There's a lot of incidents. There's a lot of incidents. But the idea of La Toma and the actual ceremony of taking possession is what it has done to us today. And that's the biggest thing is that they brought everything that wasn't here on that particular day through this area.
Horses, carretas,
guns, technology, the loom for clothing, because the natives were going to see all of
thousands of cattle and
all the domestic animals.
Yeah.
They brought them through that.
And so that'd be all of a sudden, boom, we're here, and we're bringing civilization. And some of the Indians would say, that's kind of like better.
What is this?
Some of that's better than what we got.
Yeah.
And then the other was like, then this Catholic thing showed up too.
Yeah, the faith. And they brought faith.
My.
So a lot of people always tell me, so how about faith? Aren't you upset because I'm native? So aren't you upset because they brought faith and gave you Catholicism? I go, well, just look at it. How many natives are Catholic? And we could change any day. It's not like they've got a gun to our head now. You know what I mean? So, I guess faith's good to some people. Faith's not good to others.
Well, it seems to help the human soul get where it's going. Okay, and moving on, you got Historic Texas Cemetery. You got a cemetery there in San Elizario?
We've got two in San Elizario. The original cemetery that cemetery, which is right next to the chapel, right off the chapel. That cemetery just got designated Texas State Historical Cemetery. We've got the other cemetery, the newer cemetery, which is off Thompson Road. That cemetery was designated back in, I believe it was, it got designated, but we dedicated it a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, Bertie Sargent was the one that worked on getting that one designated.
And is that the one with the hanging tree?
No, that's over here by the jail.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Hey, Al.
Yes.
The Texas Historical Commission was doing a dig out there. Was it the Socorro Mission area, or do you remember?
Well, they've been doing a dig, because they took over the property where the old Socorro Mission was. So they've been doing some work there. And then they're going to come in and do another dig. And I don't think they're there yet, but they're going to do a dig at Casa Ronquillo.
Oh,
cool.
Tell us about Casa Ronquillo. What's that all about?
Well, Casa Ronquillo is what they call the old motel. It used to be the old the palace and all these places. They got a lot of names for it. The people from the Mexican side seem to think that building was where the old Hacienda de los Tiburcios was.
But it's not.
But I don't know.
Oh.
Everybody's looking at it. Maybe now that they're starting to do digs there and stuff, they might find
some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on here. We got to take a break here and come back in a minute. But there is another. Let's do one more picture. What is number 5 there? That's
number 5. Which row?
Top.
Number 5. That's another sign. That's another similar sign like the one you saw in Villahumada. This one is in Valle de Zaragoza, which is between Chihuahua and Santa Barbara.
So that's more signage on the Mexican side.
More signage on the Mexican side.
And I guess number 6 is the same thing.
Yeah, number 6 is actually, that's the one that's that one that's in Valle de Zaragoza.
Got it. Okay.
And then you got the last one is in Santa Barbara.
So these are information panels is what they're doing in Mexico.
That's what they do in Mexico to promote the
Do they do it in English for us?
No. Everybody that goes down there from here usually speaks Spanish.
Oh, yeah. See, well, if we get going down there as tourists, maybe they'll help us out.
Yeah.
You never know. Melissa, we got to take another break here. You doing okay over there?
I'm doing just fine. Just sitting here watching and enjoying the show.
Oh, cool. Hey, and it's moving and shaking here. Taking a break here, coming back in a minute. Take a look at our Facebook page. If you want to put a notice on there, Melissa Eagle Eye is watching you, and I think Andrew's watching some of the other pages. Anyway,
we got some people in. Daniel Lehman from Tucson's checked in with us, and the gentleman Dale Hansen from Shirts, Texas.
That's the name.
Down by San Antonio.
Shirts.
Okay.
Is that next to Nail Pop, Texas? That's another one I love. I made that one up.
There's Six Gun City out there somewhere in Texas too. So
I love Nail Pop. I'm going to go there someday. Anyway. And just real quick, Andrew, thank you for what you're doing. And this guy, Andrew, is Monday through Friday, Talk El Paso host, sitting where I'm sitting, and I'm in there taking calls for him. So it's a father-son team. You may hear more about that coming up soon, because what we do is a bit unusual here. And I want to thank you for what you're doing in there. I appreciate it. And Talk El Paso, Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. Taking a break. Back in a moment.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com. And you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-8888 888-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC7 News reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com. Our live streaming on Facebook started on November 21st, 2020, with our tribute to Leon Metz, which you can now listen to here on our Facebook page, El Paso History Radio Show. Scroll down our page to find that archive in our videos section. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page, Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given-Baney. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com. And you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the... Got Al Borrego here talking Camino Real. Got a couple of quick announcements here. One thing on the Camino Real is everything in El Paso, including the McGoffin Home State Historic Site. Check that out. Go down there and take a look. That's a house museum. And you can see how people lived in the 1870s. Basically, the house is frozen at about 1930 right now, I think, the way they've got it set up. Anyway, 533-5147. It's 1120 McGoffin Avenue. What a surprise. And you've got the next Jay Duncan event, don't you?
Yeah, Jay Duncan, founder and director of Sunset Film Society, returns Sunday, April 25th with a special drive-in presentation of A Star is Born. And it's starring Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, and Sam Elliott. And this is going to be at Artavino's Desert Crossing. And they're located at 1 Artavino Drive in Sunland Park. And you can also go to their website, artavinos.com, to find out more information. Their last show featuring the movie Moonstruck was a sellout, which is really great. I think it's a really great venue to go watch a movie at. And you get dinner with it, too.
And I hope Jay makes a buck on this. Who knows? I'm not going to ask him. Whatever.
No, he's a volunteer like the rest of us.
Oh, my God. So Artavino's makes them. Good for them. All right, go to picture number 7, if you would, Andrew. We're going to talk briefly as we go to break here. The idea of conferences, what Al Borrego does, he goes down to Camino Real and creates a conference with the Mexicans, and that's what that one is there, right?
Right.
Tell me about that.
That particular one is down in Mexico City. What we started doing back when we started trying to get everybody together and on the same page, we decided to start having conferences. That particular one is at the Antiguo Colegio de San Ildefonso, which is the first university in Mexico. and it's a museum now. That's where all the Diego Rivera paintings are, and murals are all on there on the walls. And we do the Camino Real conference there every year. We started there. We did the first 2 years there, and then we moved it to the Center for the Studies of the History of Mexico, which is another place, and that place is also nothing but history and culture. And that's what we do. We start having conferences even in the small little towns. We do the same thing. We'll go in like to Janos, which was it's about 2.5 hours from here, near Paquimé, which is a World Heritage
That's
place.
A biggie.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's near Casas Grandes, and that particular place is a little tiny town, had a fort. Janos, that fort, also, we'll do a conference there. And we do a tour every year. We do a tour in August.
Look what's going on here. You got a guy who's a volunteer. That would be you, right?
That's me.
In San Elizario, taking the history of El Paso and San Elizario, importing it south to Mexico, trading history with them, and they come back up to your conferences. We'll talk more about that after the news break, because this will be interesting to see how this works out. Melissa, you okay back there?
I'm back here just fine.
You're ready. We got a history moment coming up after the break, don't we?
Yes, we do.
You ready for that?
Get your Doritos?
Oh, good luck with that. All right. See you after the news.
Like that Janos one that I'm talking about.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC 7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com. Our live streaming on Facebook started on November 21st, 2020, with our tribute to Leon Metz, which you can now listen to here on our Facebook page, El Paso History Radio Show. Scroll down our page to find that archive in our videos section. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page, Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given-Baney. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC 7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com. Our live streaming on Facebook started on November 21st, 2020, with our tribute to Leon Metz, which you can now listen to here on our Facebook page, El Paso History Radio Show. Scroll down our page to find that archive in our videos section. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page, Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given-Baney. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Polk.
I will take that as my cue to talk. So here we go. We start hour 2 of the El Paso History Show with an El Paso History Moment produced and written by Melissa Sargent for the El Paso History Alliance. I hear her shuffling papers in the back. You get your papers ready to go? You ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fair enough. Her topic today is about how drugs of all kinds were once legal in El Paso. And guess who was the first city in the United States to outlaw recreational use of marijuana?
Up in smoke. Prior to 1914, marijuana, cocaine, and heroin could all be purchased in over-the-counter patent medicines at local El Paso pharmacies to treat everything from whooping cough to asthma. But the recreational use of drugs, specifically marijuana, started increasing in the late 1880s. There are stories of cowboys on the range to socialites in large cities like Chicago who were known to smoke marijuana. Now, with the increased recreational use by young people, stories started to emerge from around the U.S. about a kind of madness brought on by smoking marijuana. And in El Paso, like other U.S. cities, it had its concerns with young adults partaking in Mexican weed, as marijuana was sometimes called, and getting into terrible trouble. Then in 1913, after a brutal murder of a policeman in Juarez by a man intoxicated on marijuana, the El Paso authorities decided enough is enough and to begin the process to eliminate the usage of marijuana altogether. 2 years later, in 1915, the city of El Paso would be the first city in the United States to outlaw the recreational use of marijuana. More history next time on El Paso History Moments. I'm Melissa Sargent for the El Paso History Alliance.
Ah, yes, another distinction for El Paso history. How about them apples? Well, anyway.
Nothing but the best, you know?
I guess. Why do you do this? It's for the History Alliance?
There we go. And speaking of distinguished honors, we want to recognize our partners in El Paso History Education and Photographs, and that's El Paso History Alliance Facebook page, which has lots of historic pictures, information, and preservation information, and is managed by Max Grossman and Mark Stone. And then, of course, one of the oldest, most historic Facebook pages on El Paso. And the region's history is Remember in El Paso When. There you'll find an extensive archive of pictures, historical information, and so much more. And this page is managed by the Queen, Barbara Given-Bainey. She's the queen of Facebook pages. What can I say? And she's got a fantastic team that helps her out.
She's got another name, you know.
I know.
BGB. Anyway, Barbara Given-Bainey, chief admin, and she's got Margaret Smith, Rick Duncan, Paul Louie, moderators, Ken Weiss, and Craig Hayes, all helping her out to do that. And we appreciate them doing that. So, there's a lot of people that volunteer to make El Paso history do what it does. I think you and I are on the top of the list of this radio show because we don't get paid to do the radio show. I get a commission on some of the spots I sell, but that's it. In the meantime, hey, have a happy Volunteer Day, Melissa.
Happy Volunteer Day to us all. But, hey, I think that you get better quality education if you get it from the volunteers.
Well, I think so because the city has no clue what to do. And that's a shame. I mean, let's do you have your numbers up on the Facebook page?
Not yet. I'm working on the list right now.
All right, we're going to put up a list of city reps' phone numbers, and we're going to ask you people to call them because we want to see they have opened up the Art Museum. They've opened up the History Museum downtown. That's wonderful. From the pandemic business, that's over with for them, and you still have to walk around with a mask and scare people. But the thing is, you can get in there and see the stuff, and they got some great exhibits. They've got a lowrider exhibit now in the History Museum. But the Archaeology Museum did not reopen with them. That's the third city museum. We're going to put pick the phone numbers up for the city reps and ask you to call your city rep and say, please open up the Archaeology Museum. I think that's a good thing. And we're not going to stop until they do it. Because I remember, 10, 12 years ago, the city attempted to close that museum and sell it off. And some idiots who ran the city at the time, I hope we don't have those same kind of people in charge because we need to open up the Archaeology Museum. There was about 50 of us that went and sat down at City Hall. I went with a group, and we sat in the office of the city manager and said, no, you're not closing the Archaeology Museum. Well, it sounded like a good idea to save money. Oh, stuff a sock in it. I mean, I didn't say that.
Make sure you contact the mayor, too, Oscar Leeser, because he proclaims and has been, I think, pretty much a supporter of history, and that should be right on his page. He should know more about that. I'm not sure he even knows that they're not open right now.
Well, put that up on the same page if you don't mind. Appreciate you and Bernie working behind the scenes at your office today. All right, Al Borrego is here. We're talking about the major issue of the Camino Real. Let's recap a little bit here, Al, and talk about why is the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro? That's its full legal name, correct?
Right.
Why is that so important in El Paso? And you using the term universally acclaimed. I'm still stuck on world-class history, but you bumped it up to a universal.
Yeah, well, the idea is, and for the UNESCO determination, you have to have outstanding universal value. Used to be outstanding world value, but I think we have universal value here just the same.
The point being is that this is incredibly important history to the continent.
Right.
It's not just like, hey, look what happened in the backyard. That was cute. This affected everything in the southwest of the United States and all of Mexico.
Right.
To have Oñate show up and start his entrada, go up and take over these pueblos. The pueblos then, 80 years later said, we've had enough of this nonsense. And they kicked them out. They came back to El Paso. And with them, the Tigua Indians. Otherwise,
all 82 of them.
82?
82 people.
Well, we wouldn't. They did it twice. They went back up again and brought some more Tiguas. So anyway, the Tigua Indians are here because of that whole situation known as Spanish showing up.
Right.
And that's why all these people speak Spanish around here.
Right. Including the natives.
Yeah, what a surprise. So anyway, that's incredibly important. And all of this occurred before the rest of the United States started cooking and bubbling. I mean, Oñate was here 23 years before the Pilgrims showed up at the other end of town. But see, the people who wrote the history books did it in English. And they missed this whole Spanish thing. Yeah, it's over there in the West somewhere. We don't care what they did. Well, that's not right, because this is incredibly important history. And that's kind of why I ran about it. You need to think about this in terms of a world stage. I mean, the Mexican Revolution was a world stage event. The mountains around here are a world stage event. The Copper Kingdom that Sarka was a part of. The Old West gunfighter business that Melissa and Bernie reenact all the time. These are all world-class events on their own level, but the biggest one that you can really put your finger on and say, there it is the Camino Real.
Right.
So we talked about earlier about you doing conferences. You had another conference. Let's talk about that. Somewhere, what was this, in Mexico? This next one, number 11. Where
number 11? Yeah, that's another year of the one in Mexico City. We do that conference every year in October, and that's when we have that conference in Mexico City. We do another conference for the Camino Real. These are big ones. Aside from many small ones, the big ones are in October, and then in December we do one in San Luis Potosí. See, I mean, you've got 5 cities that are UNESCO World Heritage cities, the whole city, and then you have all of these 55 sites along the way that are also designated World Heritage.
Now, what are the big conferences you do in El Paso in San Elizario? What are those?
Yeah, that one is also the next biggest one, and we do it here in September. Now we're doing it in September.
It used to be April.
We moved it last year to September, and now, since we're focusing on the whole Camino, we can actually have it anywhere in El Paso County, and we're going to start doing it in September, just to keep everybody together. And it'll be September 9th, 10th, 11th this year that we'll be having that conference.
We'll have to talk about that as we get nearer that. And you're going to have speakers from all over the place.
Right.
And you'll do it on video, on live, and everybody
live streaming and
excellent.
Live. Yeah,
you need to do that.
We did that last year in September as well.
You are now the president. It says right here, Al Borrego, president, Cultural Heritage Society of the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro. And you've got that cute little logo. What's that logo? Is it a carreta back there?
If you notice, that logo was actually designed for us by INA, the National Institute in Mexico. And if you notice, it has New Mexico, Arizona, in our area.
That's what that is. That's a boot heel. Okay.
Yep.
And your website is www.culturalheritagesociety.com.
That's it.
And you go there, and you can hear about all this stuff you're doing.
Yeah, all the events, everything that we're doing, everything we're involved with, what it's about.
Otherwise, you
membership.
have an ad. Talk about membership.
Yeah, you can have membership. Yeah, we have membership. We're taking members now. I think we're up near 60-something now.
And what do you do with that? I mean, you give them a conference.
They get
newsletter?
They get newsletters, and they get part of anything that we're doing. They'll know everything that we're doing.
So go to culturalheritagesociety.com, or you can walk in on them at 1501 Main Street, but you're not always open on there.
No, just during regular hours that are there.
Okay.
Now we do have webinars going on now. We started in February doing a monthly webinar on historic things. We have one coming up with Bernie Sargent, as a matter of fact.
Mr. Bernie.
And he'll be on. We're covering the top 5 historic sites in El Paso County.
Wow.
And we'll be doing that next weekend on the 25th.
Who got to choose those sites?
Well, actually, Bernie and I talked about which would be the best ones.
Okay.
We asked each other. I asked Bernie which ones would you say, and we pretty much agreed.
Can you nail them off there for us?
Well, it's going to be Cemetery, Concordia Cemetery.
Okay.
It'll be the Mission Trail as a whole.
As a whole, okay.
Yeah, Keystone, and Waco Tanks.
Oh yeah.
And what's our other one? Mission Trail, Keystone, Waco Tanks.
Did you put McGoffin in
Fort Bliss, Oñate area, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The
No,
old Fort Bliss.
Old Fort Bliss
Oñate
down there.
Crossing.
So many of them.
Well,
yeah.
Melissa-
What do you do? It's hard to pick down to just 5 when you have so many great sites in El Paso.
Well, Melissa,
yeah.
you would probably agree, Melissa, that one of the better sites that's just ignored is the Oñate Crossing down there on the river. I mean, it's a big metal fence that the International Boundary and Water Commission has a tiny little door. I mean, Oñate couldn't fit his horse through there, and if he tried, and
the midgets could go through. Yes.
And our buddy Mark wouldn't give him the keys anyway because he'd have to go through customs. But anyway, the point is that kind of thing should be noted. And I think Bernie, I'd love to see what Bernie could do with that place down there on the Oñate Crossing, because we're talking about the place where they came across the river, right at La Hacienda Restaurant in modern terms.
Yeah.
Now that border hasn't shifted when the river shifted, because right there it's kind of in a channel.
Yeah.
But once it got down to San Elizario, sledded down, that river was all over the place.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were on an island for many years.
Yeah.
When it became part of the Union, the area became part of the Union. They had to decide.
Where's the boundary?
Decide which was the deepest channel. So the one that we have now was deepest. So we lucked out because we ended up on the American side.
That was the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and that treaty, 1848 9. That treaty set the boundary between the countries as the deepest channel. And so when the river got up and moved, the boundary got up and moved.
It had already moved. We were already in an island. So the people that were in that island when we became part of the Union, the U.S. side said, okay, you have 2 years. You can go to Mexico. And if you decide to come back within 2 years, you'll still be an American.
Oh, boy.
So the family split to see what was the bigger, better deal. And of course, some still stayed over there, but most came back.
And the ultimate settlement was in the 1960s, and that's called the Chamizal. And that became a treaty, and it became a monument, because that's the only time in major world history where two major countries had a huge border dispute and settled it peacefully. And that's why there's such a weird border over there. And now it's in concrete. Everybody says, oh, I want to see the river again. No, you don't.
Well, if you go in Juarez, you can see where the old river was.
Yes.
It's still there.
And they have soccer fields down there.
Yeah, there's soccer fields.
Oh, yeah. It's a very interesting history we're talking about. Let's get back to the Camino Real, because the Camino Real, as we said, ties everything together.
Right.
And
that's the thing, and you're talking 420 years.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's why the conference is, the main theme of the conference is that we don't want the history of the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro to go into exhibits in museums.
No.
We want it to be talked about every single day because we're still living it today.
And go to 11A, Andrew, on the pictures. Let's see what this one is, because you have a couple of spots that you took pictures of on the Camino Real in Mexico, and they are noted spots in Mexico as places to go take a look at.
Right.
So,
they're all World Heritage sites.
So what's 11A? What is that one?
So 11A, let's look at that. 11A, that's a bridge in Tepechi, and it's right near Querétaro, Mexico.
But it's a bridge.
It's a bridge with a hacienda. That bridge is very important because there's the Camino a Querétaro, just like there was the Camino a Santa Fe. That's really not Camino Real, but it's the road to Santa Fe.
Okay.
And then there's a road to Querétaro, which one isn't really on the Camino Real, but everything's a product of the Camino Real. Everything around here, every single town here is a product of it. But that bridge really important because that one winds off to the north where we're at, and then it goes over to Querétaro.
And 11B, the next one, that's another paved road.
Yeah, that's off to the north. That's how the roads look over there, cobblestone.
But that's original.
Yeah. And then 11C is me with Her name's, I forgot her name now, but she's with the UNESCO out of Paris, and we were doing a tour of that area at that time.
What's 11D? Is that part of this?
11D is the actual plaque that's there.
Okay.
And it's called el Rio de la Cañada and Tepechi. That's where that is, and that's a UNESCO World Heritage plaque on
and
there.
11E, before we go to break here?
11E is the hacienda that's there. It has a little hacienda that's part of it, and that's the chapel for the hacienda.
And the next picture?
And 11F would be the plaque from 1486 when they were already settling that area.
Oh, they were settled back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and number 12 is something new?
Number 12, that's the Calicanto. That's over here in Parral.
We'll get to that after the break.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Let's start up a new one when we get to there. Cool. Call us if you want to. We'll take call. Melissa, you got anybody interesting saying stuff on the Facebook page?
Yeah, we've got a few people just checking in. Mark Howe sharing some information about the 1846-1848 Guadalupe Hidalgo. Also, that area is part of a they're fixing it up. Let's put it that way. I just went totally blank. And then you also have a gentleman by the, Ray Esparza is listening in Colorado. And we have, I think, Al, we have one of your relatives. She says, Margie Vives Benton says her great-grandmother's maiden name was Borrego, so we think we found you a long-lost cousin.
Yep, there's a lot of those.
There may be, indeed. San Elizario still has a bunch of them, right?
Right.
So be it. Taking a break here on the El Paso History Radio Show. We'll take a call or two if you like. Got Al Borrego sitting here talking about the history of El Paso, focused on the Camino Real. His company, I found the card. What do I do with the card?
It's not mine. It's actually a nonprofit, but
what's the company? I mean, in Texas, they call those companies.
It's incorporated.
Oh, there it is. I got his card here somewhere. It is, go to culturalheritagesociety.com to find him, but the name of it is Cultural Heritage Society of the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro. Good guy, good promotion here for El Paso. We should get the city of El Paso to go along with us. Tell me when you got those phone numbers up, Melissa. We'll talk about those again.
I'm ready for those phone numbers. Oh, I should have it after the break.
Fair enough. All right, what's the phone number to call us if you like to?
915-544-5876 or 915-544-KTSM.
Here's the deal. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com. And you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC 7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com.
To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here. You know, we're going to do this again next week. Guess who's coming in here? We got the ham radio people, and it's a business/hobby. I think those guys do wonders for volunteer work. They save people all over the world, and they have a fun time talking to each other. But they've been around quite a while in El Paso, and we're going to talk about them, have a couple of them on here. Second hour. And this is the one that got the promo people at El Paso Inc. all excited. Second hour, the topic is the gold prospectors of El Paso. And they're West Texas and southern New Mexico. And wait till you see the promo that comes out today in El Paso Inc. It's a bunch of gold nuggets. You get your ink and color today. Anyway, it's a group of people. They plan to find gold somewhere. They look for it around El Paso. And I think they go to their meetings just to see what the other guy found, but they don't tell much. I'll have to ask them. Yeah, we're not going to tell you what we found. No, we didn't find anything over there. No, don't look there. No, don't look here. Anyway, May 1st, Mark House coming in, International Boundary Water Commission. He's returning with some new archive material found by Randy Corbin, and he's the grandson of an early engineer guy that worked for the commission, and Henry P. Corbin. Well, the thing was, somebody found a shoebox of stuff. Well, we're going to dig through that with these guys, the grandson and Mark, and they got several volumes of his early work as correspondence. There's a letter from Anson Mills he had on Facebook the other day, and all that stuff's going to happen. Anyway, May the 8th, what is the history of El Paso weather? The weather history of El Paso. Who are you going to ask? Well, you ask a meteorologist from the National Weather Service, and we've got one of them coming on here to talk about major weather events over history, why things happen the way they do. I think it's the mountains that divide this stuff going. I think it must be. What do you think?
Knocks the clouds around.
Anyway, May 15th, we have a new book called Lost El Paso Restaurants by the El Paso County Historical Society. We're going to talk about it with Joe Lewells. Second hour on that day, Barbara Welch is coming in, and she's going to explain the history and the mission of the El Paso County Historical Commission. And one more to note up for you here in May 2021, May 22nd, the National Border Patrol Museum, Trans Mountain Road. It is the national museum. They only got one, and we've got it here in El Paso. And it's interesting when we take a tour with them and talk about what their history they have there. So what do you got? You got something.
Well, I wanted to talk about the two El Paso museums are now open. The first one's the Museum of History is now open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thursdays through Saturdays. And you've got to check out their latest exhibit. It's on lowriders. That ought to be a pretty interesting one. And then you have the El Paso Museum of Art is also open Thursdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The one thing that is missing, though, I must point out, is that our El Paso Archaeology Museum is not open. And we really would like to see them get open again. It's a wonderful museum. The Border Museum next door is open, so why not the Archaeology Museum? And I have posted a link to the website for the city, as well as each individual city representatives and the mayor's email and phone numbers. I would urge our listeners to give them a call, send them an email, just let them know we really think that museum needs to be open. It's important, and it's a great place people need to stop and go to.
It's a fabulous thing that we have a Museum of Archaeology. And it's got a great pottery collection. We had that show on a couple of weeks ago. And you can go see that on the archive on the Facebook page. We put up a bunch of pictures that they had. Jeff Romney, the director, was in there. And that is the location where all the poppies pop out when they feel like it. They didn't feel like it this year. 2020 kind of made them mad. So they come 2021, they said, oh, no, we're not showing up. But for whatever reason, they'll show up again. You got any poppies in San Elizario? Al Borrego, you have any poppies in San Elizario?
I don't know if there's poppies out there. I think so. I've seen them out there on the ditch.
They seem to kind of like it over there on that side of the mountain. I tried growing some on my side of the mountain. I don't think it worked very well. But the thing about history and what we have here, we're going to talk further about the Camino Real. I've got to take another break here pretty quick. But where are we on the pictures here? Where did we get up to?
I think you're on number 12.
Number 12. What is that?
That's the plaque for the Calicanto Bridge in Parral. it's between Santa Barbara and Chihuahua. And that particular bridge is a project that I helped work on to restore that bridge. It used to be a 2-lane highway, and there's a couple, if you want to go to the next couple of pictures, one after the other, you can see the bridge. Yeah, and that bridge was restored by the National Institute. Like I said, they're the ones that are kind of like National Park Service, but they actually are part of the restoration projects and that. So they restored the bridge. It was a 2-lane highway or road through that bridge. And the last picture, which is the following picture, you'll see how it ended up. And they actually shut it down because it used to be a walking bridge back during when the Spaniards were coming through there. So, but then people turned it into a little tiny 2-lane highway
with big trucks.
Yeah, with all kinds of vehicles, and it was ruining the bridge. So now you can see on this picture how it ended up, and it caused a lot of problems when that was done because there's businesses that are on each end of the bridge.
Of course, yeah,
and they were upset. But now, finally, after a couple of years, now it's more of a tourist spot.
Yeah.
So they've actually shifted to what they're doing. The restaurants and little bars are there now.
The one bottom line you can say is Mexico actually takes care of its old history.
They restore as much as they can. As a matter of fact, they're in Paquimé. I just told you that they started a new society, cultural society, to protect the area of Paquimé. And the museum in Paquimé has had some problems through the last year. And that society now is moving to fix the roof, which had some issues. So it's taking private industry to do it.
I worry about that adobe sitting out there at Paquimé. It just gets melting and melting and it's melting.
It's a constant chore. They come back constantly. Every year they've got areas of it that are recapped. And they keep working on it. And they're still digging, pulling up new areas. A couple of years ago, we didn't do it last year, but a couple of years ago, the tour that we took down there, we were we were able to go see the new dig where they're pulling out a 3-story building.
Interesting.
And the tour group got to go up there and watch them working, and interesting stuff that we do. We're going to have that tour. It's also on our website in August.
So if you want to get on one of these Mexico tours with Al Borrego, go to culturalheritagesociety.com, snoop around in there, and you'll figure out how to get a hold of Al.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go on, and they provide the transportation in Mexico?
Right.
For free?
There's a fee, but I'll give you an idea. That 2 years in 2019 when we did it, I think our cost was like $22.
Oh, my God. You can handle that. All right. Melissa, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see if we get a call here. Okay, I mean, if you want to call us, fine. A lot of people say don't bother with the phone number because we just want to hear what you're doing. But otherwise, it is a live radio show. We'll take the phone calls.
That's right.
And you got.
And it's always nice to hear from people. So
yeah.
Why don't we give us a call at 915-544-5876 or 915-544-KTSM.
Pepe's New Mexican. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas. And live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com. And you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC7 news reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live with video right here on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com. Our live streaming on Facebook started on November 21st, 2020, with our tribute to Leon Metz, which you can now listen to here on our Facebook page, El Paso History Radio Show. Scroll down our page to find that archive in our videos section. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page, Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given Bainey. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes.
Are you ready for this week? This week only in El Paso Inc.
It's been really dry in the west, and water managers have bad news for El Paso and farmers in the region.
Also in the Inc., some residents in Sunland Park in Santa Teresa are being charged for thousands of gallons of water they say they did not use.
A local nonprofit is raising funds to renovate so it can offer mental health services to more kids and families as it sees a dramatic increase in those seeking services.
El Paso's business journal, El Paso Inc., is available for home or business delivery.
To receive El Paso Inc., order it online at elpasoinc.com.
Sunday night at 10:35 p.m. on ABC 7 Extra. The topic is the El Paso property valuations. They have gone up recently. And now, should we expect our property tax bill also to rise? Well, the sunrise is the same thing. Host Saul Sines talks with Executive Director, Chief Appraiser Diane Kilgore of the Central Appraisal District.
Hear about it on ABC 7 Extra, Sunday nights at 10:35 p.m., only on ABC 7, where news comes first.
It does.
Did you see I posted an article about our Texas, El Paso being the most expensive property taxes in the state?
Oh, no. Where'd you post that?
I put that on my Facebook page. We were like right at the top.
Another
distinction below us, but not very far. But still, it's like, why?
Another distinction we don't need. Does Bernie have a TV on in the background? I hear something else going on over there.
No, I don't know what's in the background.
There's something in there. Can you hear it, Al? Mm-hmm. Al Borrego's sitting here. We're talking about all kinds of things. San Elizario, Camino Real, And Tiburcios. That one. Well, explain
Tiburcios.
that.
Yeah, somebody asked a question about the name Tiburcios. Tiburcios, the reason they called it Hacienda de los Tiburcios, because I believe there was 2 or 3 brothers that were the Tiburcio brothers.
Okay.
That actually took claim to that hacienda. It actually became a hacienda. It's in one of the earlier maps that we have. It was there. That's the spot that they decided was going to be the spot for the presidio, the fort of San Elizario.
So they chose the spot.
Yeah, they chose that spot.
And
they moved it from what is now Porvenir. That's where they put it first. And then they found out it was too far from the 3 missions. So then they moved it to what is now San Elizario.
Well, also you needed to protect the missions,
right?
And that's why that. And the distinction is, but the churches are made differently.
Right.
The missions are made in the form of a cross, and the one in San Elizario is not a mission; it's a presidio chapel.
A military chapel.
It's more of a rectangle.
Right.
Cool. All right, and there's that map you were talking about. Well, the thing is, let's move on to Mexico City. Mexico City, you've got that number 15. What are you doing there? Because you went down there and did some reenactments, it looks like.
Yeah, actually part of we were started when we do the conference, we do something like what we do here. We'll do a reenactment. Here we do the reenactment of the arrival of the Oñate expedition and the actual toma, that taking possession. Then we do that here. But there, what they did is the departure of the Spaniards from Plaza Santo Domingo. That's actually the plaza right there. That's where the customs house was in Mexico City, and then they took off from there. And then the next picture you'll see is me actually there with the actors, and the plaque is behind us on the building. And then the next picture is the actual plaque of the starting point of the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro.
Which one? I see you in the middle.
See the plaque behind my head?
Oh, that's cool. Well, you get around, dude. This is interesting. You go down to Mexico a lot. Do you drive a lot, or do you take a bus, or what do you do?
No, fly it. Mexico City, you got to fly. It's a
long road.
It's years of doing this stuff, so it's not constant. I'm going to go do a thing in Puerto Vallarta here in June, and I was just checking airfare just to give you an idea. From Juarez to Puerto Vallarta is $144 round trip. So it's pretty economical.
You can handle that.
Yeah.
Take Melissa. She wants to go to a beach.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going with you. I love the beaches down there. They're beautiful. But I'll tell you, that is a long drive, just even from Juarez to Chihuahua.
Yes.
It's a beautiful drive, but it's a long drive.
I actually did it once in a bus from Juarez to Mexico City, and I would recommend against that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I take the bus to Chihuahua all the time. I like the buses in Mexico because they got Wi-Fi and everything, so you can be doing work and stuff.
Nice.
So, and they're tour buses.
I love your business people.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, you're in Mexico a lot with your maquila, or you have been over the years. Melissa?
Oh, yeah. It's been. I've never taken the bus down, but everybody always recommends it, but I've ended up driving or flying down there.
Well, and what you're doing, Al, is you're opening up tourism for Mexico. Are you getting any help from Mexico for what you're doing?
Well, just to learn the expertise of how INA, the Institute, went about getting their World Heritage designation, just learning the process and what it takes, and then now they're giving us help to get it done here. So that's one of the biggest things, is to learn that process, and then from there apply it here, and then which we've already started doing that.
Also,
making all the connections.
You're getting some help from one of the Mexican television networks.
Yeah, we get help from different people in Mexico and what we're doing.
But I mean, they send a camera crew to watch your stuff go on.
Right. They send a camera crew to watch us, to see what we're doing, document everything. They like to in Mexico. They like to document everything, which is what we do. Now everything that I do gets documented. I have a crew now. Whenever we're doing anything by ourselves out here, we film everything.
Well, that reminds me when the Pope showed up. Mexican TV, I never saw such a great pool coverage. Mm-hmm. They were all over that. They had him coming this way, another camera down 2 blocks clicked on.
Right.
They had him coming by that camera. Oh, my God.
That's how they work.
That was impressive.
Mm-hmm. See, that's a big important thing, too.
Oh, that was huge, obviously.
The Camino Real, the Pope was right on the Camino Real.
Oh, yeah.
So the history of the Camino Real isn't just 400 years ago. It's still today. So you have to make sure you cover everything along the way. And all of that package, when we end up going to UNESCO with our proposal, it'll include the Pope because he was here on the Camino Real.
Well, I tell you, it's an interesting thing. Depending upon where you are in, like, between here and northern New Mexico, everybody thinks their piece of the Camino Real right in front of them is the Camino Real. And I said to one guy up in New Mexico, he said to me, you in El Paso, you people don't have the Camino Real anymore. I said, what? What are you talking about? He says, ours is right out there in the desert. We can see it. And I said, guess what? You treat it like it's a museum piece and don't go there. We work on ours every day. We drive on it all the time. We're the ones who are working the Camino Real, not you. And he thought in front of his house was the Camino Real. We didn't have a piece. I said, dude, if I don't have a Camino Real piece in front of my house, you don't either. Because it goes through here to get to you. Yada, yada. But everybody was so possessive. That's my Camino Real. So, it's a weird world.
We get a lot of people. I work a lot with Española, which is right there by Okeowenge.
Oh, way up there.
Yeah, Española I expect will be a sister city here pretty soon.
Cool.
But a lot of people from Española go with us on these tours because during the Pueblo Revolt, a lot of the people went from New Mexico to Janos, which is part of our tour, and some came here. So a lot of people are there on that area, which was real big back then, where Paquime is and all that area.
Well, to explain the Pueblo Revolt, you got to start about 100 years earlier.
Oh, yeah.
80 years. So we're not going to get to that. We've done that before.
That's a different show.
Well, you have a caller come in named Carlos. Carlos, who got you on the radio. What's up?
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Carlos.
Andrew, Melissa, Bernie, Mr. Borrego.
Indeed.
Great show, like always.
Thank you.
Always looking. Hey, Jackson, it ain't fair that you guys aren't getting paid, man. Straight up. I mean, us history buffs, I mean, come on. I thought you guys were getting paid with all due respect.
No, we don't.
It ain't no, but you guys do a lot of research and a lot of work, and
let me tell you,
it ain't fair, man.
Let me
a lot of love.
Of course, it's not fair, but let me tell you what I did in the early days. They said, "Can I come and sit here and sit with Leon Metz and make sure he goes to commercial?" Because I do radio, I knew how to do that. They said, "What we can pay you in, we will give you airtime." So they gave me commercials, which cost them nothing. So, and at the time, I had all these DVDs I was producing. So I actually made money on my DVDs by using the commercials. So it wasn't a total, washout for me. I actually made that happen. But as it went along, we don't do DVDs anymore. I put them all on the internet for free. So it's now kind of like volunteer thing. And we need to do this because the city needs it, Carlos.
Right.
I mean, look at what's going on.
Yeah.
You got Mr. Borrego sitting here doing his thing at that end of the county. And we're doing free. And we're doing what we can't sitting here. And as I say, we have advertisers that get a commission because I worked at it. But the point is, the station allows us to do this because the ratings are good for the station. And we sort of prop up the whole radio station on the weekend. So they make money and it works out. Andrews gets a paycheck because he's an employee. But that's it. No,
well, I mean, everybody should get paid. I mean, thank you for all what you and Melissa, Bernie do.
Sure.
For this history thing, man. It's only right. But anyways, you got to love what you're doing, and you can tell that you like what you're doing. Another thing, right quick.
Sure.
Melissa, on the history moment, where is that brewery? 1910. Whereabouts was it at? On the east.
The building.
What was that on the history moment you were saying?
Today.
The brewery.
The brewery. Oh, those are your generic history moments. There was
special moments, yes.
The ones that run all the time.
That was over by the Spaghetti Bowl, if that's when you're talking to the Spaghetti Bowl, right underneath where Fort Bliss used to, actually Camp Concordia
is that the one?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think Falstaff is what the name of it was.
Oh, is that the one? Because I remember I used to live in the McGuffin area, and there was a brewery where they
on Frutas.
They had the Falstaff plant. Is that the one?
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, and the building's still there.
Yes, okay, I wasn't sure. I thought it was farther east.
Nope.
And another thing. What's your number, Mr. Borrego, for the tours?
915-526-7681.
526. What else?
7681.
Okay.
Hey, Carlos, thanks for the call.
7681.
Yes, sir.
Carlos, thanks
All
for the
right,
call.
thank you.
Thank
got to
you.
take a break here. Coming back.
Thanks, Carlos.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for calling. We got to take a break here. Back in just a moment.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas, and live right here now on our El Paso History Radio Show page on Facebook.com.
Visit Mission Del Rey Southwest for a huge selection of El Paso souvenirs and gifts. Mission Del Rey features El Paso saddle blanket products and thousands of Southwest, Western, Native American, and Mexico items for gifts and decor. Bring your friends and mention you heard us on the radio for a store-wide discount. Mission Del Rey Southwest, 1421 Lee Trevino. Enter on Pelicano. Go to missiondelrey.com or call 915-440-2140 for Mission Del Rey Southwest.
This radio show is now streaming on the Facebook page Remember in El Paso When, run by Barbara Given-Baney. We still archive the audio of these radio shows on ephistory.com, and you can go there online and find our radio shows for the last several years. Go to ephistory.com and access the El Paso History Radio Show archives for every Saturday radio show back to early 2016.
Many retired El Paso area homeowners don't know where to begin when it comes to downsizing and selling their home. Patrick Tuttle and his Legacy Home team follow a proven process to help retired homeowners sell faster and for more money. Call Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850 today and get your home sold faster and for more money. That's Patrick Tuttle at 915-588-1850. Call him today.
El Paso History TV is now available for free on YouTube.com. Take a look at recent ABC7 News reports by Bernie Sargent on El Paso History TV about Waco tanks, the Franklin Mountains, Concordia Cemetery, and more. The YouTube channel also has more than 100 videos about El Paso history with lectures, documentaries, and various history clips. Go to youtube.com/El Paso History TV and find out how Texas history begins in El Paso. Monterey Asset Management is proud to sponsor the El Paso History Show. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, maybe you should invest in real estate. Monterey Asset manages apartments in El Paso and helps investors buy, hold, and sell property. See the new website, m1ep.com, m1ep.com. To learn more about the many benefits and long-term appreciation of investing in real estate, call Certified Property Manager Ray Baca, 915-592-4549, 592-4549.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ralph Dickerson is ready to help you combine home and auto and save here in El Paso. Call 915-581-0000 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTSM AM 690 in El Paso, Texas. Jackson here talking about how El Paso history is incredibly important. One end of the county, you've got San Elizario, and the other end of the county basically just opens up into New Mexico. And the Camino Real is what ties it all together. Al Borrego's sitting here. Al, what are your thoughts on El Paso area being world-class history in this corridor, this history corridor?
Well, there's no doubt that we've got a lot of universal value, not just world value, but they've kind of gone to that word universal, which what did it do universally for the world? And just what happened here with we call it the birthplace of the American Southwest. Had they not had the Camino Real, you couldn't have had 420 years of continuous history that's still going today.
They used that as a highway forever for trade.
It's still going on. It's still going on. I mean, you talk about even the trucks going still back and forth into Mexico. But if we look at it as one, and that's why we say we're one from the part that hasn't been designated from Valle de Allende all the way to Oque-Owenge, if you take that as one, now it becomes a two countries binational trail that needs to be designated by UNESCO, which is a world type operation.
And what you just mentioned was inside Mexico to the top of New Mexico.
Right.
That's what those two cities represent.
Right.
Melissa, your thoughts?
Oh, I just think it's amazing what you're doing, and I'm so glad that we're continuing that information on the Camino Real, because it's so important for us here, and it's important for our locals to know even more about it too, because it gives them that connection, and that long-term connection from Mexico to Santa Fe, and how El Paso was such an important part of that Camino Real also.
So to get involved in this stuff, there's conferences coming up. You guys, April, you got basically you said Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, for April we've got the webinar that's going on every month, and then you've got the Cinco de Mayo at the 30th, 1st, and 2nd, which is huge, and all cultural stuff. And then we'll continue with the webinar. Next conference, of course, is in September. August, we're doing that getaway tour to Paquime and all that area, which is dynamite.
Keep us informed. We'll put it on the radio. CulturalHeritageSociety.com for Al Borrego's group there. Also, anything you need to see on today's show will be archived on Facebook as soon as this show is over. Andrew hits a button in there, and it turns into an archive. You can go back and watch the whole thing. And also, we do have the older radio shows on audio only on ephistory.com. Take a look at those or listen to those if you wish to do so. Pepe's. We're going to Pepe's today. What?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. We're going to Pepe's. Bernie and I are going to Pepe's also.
Well, and by the way, next week we're going to have a party at Pepe's, a surprise party. We'll tell you what it is because we're going to surprise ourselves next week.
Not a surprise now.
No, but we don't know what it's for. Ha-ha. See you next week. Also, thank you to Andrew J. Polk, Monday through Friday, Talk El Paso. He's the man today. He's in the control room for us. Appreciate that. Talk El Paso with a bell. Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. Thanks a lot. Al, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
See you at Pepe's.
I'll be at Pepe's.
Pepe's there.
See you next week.
Bye. You are listening to a break in our Facebook streaming of the El Paso History Radio Show, which airs live on KTS.